It's me. Hi, I'm the Diligence guy, and this is Due Diligence. Now, any of you who have been suffering through the last year or so of this horrible crypto market may have noticed how every video that suckered you into some scheme that stole your money had this nice turn of phrase. This is not financial advice. Do your own diligence. Now, pray tell, where do you do the diligence? This, I believe, is why we are in such hot water. Your retail investor who got skewered by FTX, Celsius, put your money in BlockFi or Voyager, I feel your pain. I believe that your sins are not nearly as bad as those committed by the professional funds who were so high on money that they became sloppy. And I can tell that they were sloppy because our industry lost $2.5 trillion between January 2022 and June of the same year. Now, $2.5 trillion happens to be the GDP of California. Apple, Google, the entirety of Silicon Valley, the 2 million people that work in Hollywood, California, per annum. We lost that, and I think it was 4 months, a little bit over 3. It's the same GDP as France. 60 million people making some of the world's best bags and wine and scarves, and they make a lot of money selling it to the Chinese. Now, that would surprise you, but I think a large number of you are actually not that surprised, because we've seen pictures of monkeys go up to $4 billion. My question is, what is the utility, right? How do we do due diligence in a world where the utility includes memes? Pepe coin right now. How do we even approach that kind of project from an objective, dispassionate, greedy, strategic perspective? How do we have a coherent, consistent worldview in a world where we are trading frog image-based tokens? Now, the smarter ones amongst you will notice that the channel is called Due Diligence and would reflexively perhaps ask themselves, who am I? What puts me in a position to do diligence and do some diligence on me? Now, my name is Mihai. I own a crypto exchange, and I am not currently being investigated for fraud. Now, why is that? It's not just intention. It's the fact that we actually try to do things right. And when a team tries to do things right, you can see the steps open. For instance, our exchange is open source. You can see the code. If we chose to steal your money, you would notice immediately. It is not just the idea to trust someone. It is the idea to trust a team, of which any could fail, and a system that could be hacked or exploited. Could be broken. Could have a 0 day. Some of the people may be corrupt. The worst cases that we've seen, the founders themselves were corrupt. And I'm not saying greedy, because I feel like if they were greedy and smart, they would have chosen a more long-term path. FTX was making at its height over $1 million a day in fees. How is that not enough? That was clean. Like a lot of the Wolf of Wall Street stuff, for example, was, if not ethical, at least reasonably legal until they started messing with Steve Madden and the NASDAQ and they just flew too close to the sun. They don't really see the stories of the people who were strategic, if not ethical, but successful and not illegal. Those are the people that I worry about in the market. The ones that are smart and potentially smarter than me. The ones that might see my movements and might want to counteract them. The ones that might take advantage of my position. Now, for us to have a conversation about diligence, it behooves us to bring down the level of excitement. I think this industry is a tendency to get incredibly hypey. The bull market will come back soon enough. Bitcoin halving is in September 2024. So we will soon enough be very excited. But in the meantime, I would like this to be a channel that encourages everyone who watches to calm down and really try to think through about value, about who the players are in the game, about the interests of those players. Are they speculators? Is there extractable value long term? And there is with crypto. I don't want to just stick to the meme coins. By the way, I've worked on projects that were supply chain. I'm a big fan of the folks that are working on healthcare data infrastructure, that are working on deeds, legal documents, intellectual property. There's a lot of stuff that is useful, but it's not what the majority of people see from the media coverage that our industry has received. Got myself a desk, a microphone. I might be somewhere else, but I'll still be here trying to encourage this community to be diligent and to really make our best effort so that we make a moonshot and everyone just skyrockets 100x. There's a reasonable chance that some of the more underpriced projects these days could do that. It's a bear market. But that's not why I'm here. Why I'm here is to help you and to help myself understand risk mitigation better. I expect that you guys will help me be more diligent. I expect that as I bring in projects here, and I will dish out some bullshit as well as go through it. I've worked on projects. I've written some pitch decks. I encourage you to do diligence on me, on my projects. But I would also like you to join me in creating a robust and thorough ecosystem of peers that approaches projects purposefully in understanding where the value is long-term, short-term, where there's fundamentals. There are plenty of channels on Twitch for the quants if you guys want to watch somebody explain why this week's Bitcoin chart is an iron condor. Go ahead. It is not this channel. This channel is about trying to understand why the Federal Reserve might be getting a strategic reserve of Bitcoin. Is the Chinese central bank buying Bitcoin? What is the level of faith in Bitcoin? Is it quantum proof? How is Circle backing up their dollar? They have reports. We can go through them. Try to understand, is their approach to bonds sustainable in an environment where Silicon Valley Bank collapsed? And their approach to backing up their depositors was also bonds. Now, I personally know some of the Circle guys. I think they're smarter and sharper than the Silicon Valley Bank guys, but there's no guarantee in the world. Let's go through the data. So I would like to invite you to join me for the next 13, 14 months until the bull market comes back on a journey of diligence. I'm saying until the bull market comes back, because with all due respect, at that point, I'd like to take a break. But until then, it's just like going to the gym. There's some times that you're allowed to take a break and really recover. You're not performing every day. But if you want to go to the Olympiads and really show the world what you're made of, you're going to take a period of working diligently at a difficult thing for a consistent period of time. And that is what I propose. That you join me on this journey, that you share with me your losses, that you share with me your stories, that you share with me your thoughts, so that together we could become more intelligent and more diligent. And I'll leave you with this thought. Due diligence is just a brand. Do not trust brands. Do not trust yourself. Trust the diligence in the process itself. Good night.